Hello everyone and welcome to this new video featuring this time the Recon ride of Tides and Temples. Let's get right into it. Tides and Temples is located in Wadopia. This route is 36.5 kilometers long and spans an altitude of 460 meters. As you can see, the route starts at the coast. You drive all the way down the coast toward the bridge of the Epicon. Then, after the bridge, you climb the first part of the epic until the intersection of the epic with the Great Com. You descend the curves of the Great. Afterwards, you also descend the Itacom and finally the Mayan Mountain Com. Arriving at the bottom, you reach the intersection between the jungle and the coastline. You turn left towards the coastline and ride another 9 kilometers to the finish. Now, let's watch the race together. The race starts from the coastal pens. A lead-in of 2.7 kilometers follows. As always, things are already pretty tough there, but this is no different from any other race. At the end of the lead-in, you already have the first sprint. Normally, nobody will sprint there. You can't earn any power-up except some XP points. The coastal route is fairly rolling, so be alert for potential attacks, because someone may well try to get away if they have the legs for it. The next part of the race goes up and down. The summary of the whole coastline actually. From kilometer 6.9 you have to start paying attention again, because from there the woodland sprint begins. If you're riding in a tough race, they may also start sprinting even before there. The woodland sprint is a 500-meter sprint with a slight downhill gradient of 2%. It is a pretty long sprint. Try to time correctly if you have to pick up some points for the ZRL races. You also get a power up here at a banner. After the woodland sprint, the ride is up to the roundabout with a split between desert or heading for the epic. I also included a map so you can see where we are already. After the lap point, there is another 2 kilometer stretch before turning left into the Epicon. I attacked here in this race. This was purely an attempt not to get directly toast on the first uphill meters, but this was in vain. I did not have a good day on the bike and was immediately dropped. You can divide the race into two parts. Everything that has been there now is one part, and the second part now starts at the foot of the bridge of the epic. This is the climbing part. If you are lightweight, this is the place to start exerting yourself. If you are not, just try to hang in the wheel as long as you can. Not every race has the same pace. It's quite possible that you will survive this part. Just stay in the draft of the rider in front of you and keep producing those high numbers. If you do get dropped, maybe you will end up in a group, and with that you can still try to pick up some riders who have completely blown themselves up in the first group and now need to recover for a while before continuing. So keep trying to keep a pace. The first group may be gone, but you can often move up in the classification. Now, which bike is best for this course, Tides and Temples? It depends a bit. If there are points to be earned in the first sprints in a ZRL race and you especially want to focus on those points, then you should go as aero as possible. So currently the best bike then, that's the Venge Specialized, the grey one with disc wheels. This is for the heavier riders who think they won't get over the hill in the first group, or the real sprinters among us. If you think you can get over that hill, I would choose an all-round model. There is some climbing, but not so much to say you should go for a climbing bike. So I would go for the new Pinarello Dogma 2024. You can still choose which wheels you want on this bike. The full disc wheels for sprinting or wheels that are a little bit lighter. If you made it to the top, congratulations. The most difficult part of tights and tempos is now behind you. Now it's downhill for a long time. First the downhill of the turns of the Great, then the Itza come, and finally the Mayan mountain come. Relax the legs a little bit, drink a little, so you're ready for the last part of the course. Arriving at the bottom, it is still 9 kilometers to the finish. Stay focused because there are 3 more sprints coming up in those 9 kilometers. The first sprint is the Stoneway sprint, the second one the Acropolis sprint, and the third one the Sasquatch sprint. The Stoneway sprint is a 400-meter long and starts at kilometer 30.4. Between the Stoneway sprint and the Acropolis sprint is a 2.2 kilometer stretch. It is possible to attack here and then try to stay in front of the race. The Acropolis sprint starts at kilometer 33 and is 450 meters long. You normally get a power up here, just like all the previous sprints in the race. You can use this power up then for the final sprint, the Sasquatch sprint. Or you can also use it for a late attack anyway, if your sprint is not so good. After the Acropolis sprint, it is 5.7 kilometers to the finish. From here, people will start gambling on their sprint or still try to put the ultimate attack. Here you sometimes have to gamble, whether to go along with the attack or assume that the peloton can still take the riders back. Finally, we have come to the final sprint, the Sasquatch sprint. It starts 350 meters from the line, but you can almost be sure if you're riding with a big peloton that there will be a sprint before that point. Go all into the line there. You have nothing left to lose, and hopefully you will roll over the line being first. Thank you all for watching the Recon Ride Tides and Temples. I hope you enjoyed them. Subscribe and leave a comment, and hopefully I will see you in the next video.